question I'd want to ask him was what his perception of emotional intimacy is, how he watches that in her. How does she respond when he's building emotional intimacy? Because that is huge. I think sometimes women do get stuck in the therapeutic mindset that, well, if I just have all emotional intimacy, then everything else will feel easy. And emotional intimacy is so enormous for her. However, if she's the one then needing to initiate the re-engagement, you're automatically putting her into a more masculine frame. And so she's going to have to push up against all the feminine layers of how she can compartmentalize away from that, or how something else is more important. And it really doesn't invite her into a more feminine, receiving place where she can actually feel emotions inside of her or sensations inside of her. When she really doesn't want to lean into relationship, her wanting just emotional intimacy is a way to feel really comfortable in your presence in a more platonic zone. If she is really, I do want relationship with this man, I do want romantic relationship with this man, the emotional intimacy part can be like water soothing old bruises and wounds inside her body, and really can have a shift and effect on what she's been closed down to in the past, and even her perception of you in partnership. It's so confusing, isn't it? She wants to play in the polar container of family vision. That can be for her a really separate space than romantic partnership. And in that space of family vision, she gets to feel like she's not alone, that she's protected, that she's safe in community. She can really get stuck in that world, that's all she needs and all that she wants. And that's a very different space than also allowing the container in the pool of, this is deep sensual relationship to feel and have vision for and have excitement for, hearing your depth and eye for where romance goes, where physicality goes. And she can still want that and then get kind of hooked and stuck on like old hurts and old bruises. But again, if she's willing to play in that pool, there is a way for her to move past those and into that kind of connection and intimacy that you are holding the vision for. That in itself can be very frustrating, because if you're learning here how important that is, and then you bring it to her and she has responses of, I don't know what you're talking about, or she kind of freezes, or you even ask her, well, what do you want? And there's just a total and complete unknown in her. That can be very, very real. And that's because in her life, she's never practiced those skills before, or she's highly practiced of not connecting to what she wants. In terms of the romantic vision or even family vision, the key piece to that is, that doesn't mean that she can't. And it doesn't mean that in one conversation it's like, oh, she doesn't get it or want it. There is time that those type of things can filter into her. And it can be a skill that she can learn with you and become more comfortable with, no matter how initially it makes her feel a little uncomfortable and unknown and uncertain.